Well, greetings everybody. I guess this is a front porch report. I guess what we'd call this. I've been talking to Pastor St. Luc in Haiti, and he gave me a good update this morning, and so I thought, well, I will share this. First of all, as always, Pastor St. Luc expresses his gratitude and his thanks to everybody that has held them up in prayer and praying for them, and also for those that have sacrificially given in this critical situation that they found themselves in. And I don't want to rehearse too much that we've already shared in time past, but basically gangs come into their village where he lived, had a church, a home. All of his family had little houses around him in that yard, in that area, and they just basically had to flee for their lives, and they just left everything there. They had to do that. And the gangs are still living there. Matter of fact, Pastor St. Luc shared with me this morning that the gang leaders are actually using his house. What they haven't destroyed of it, I gather, but they're using his house as a place to sleep and to cook. And so they're using, so they've just lost everything. And not only they put the word out, they think that Pastor St. Luc is the money man in that village, and they think that because of building the church, and he has a vehicle, or he did have a vehicle. He has no vehicle now, but he did have a vehicle that enabled him to get around to the different churches that he's responsible for. But anyway, but they put the word out they would love to kidnap him or seize him. Then of course they would hold him for ransom in anticipation of making money off of the kidnapping. Just terrible. Also, I think I've shared this in the past, but also they have the local churches. They have to pay the gang leaders 2,000 Haitian dollars, which is around 200 US, on Saturday, so that the gang members will open the door of the church on Sunday that they might be able to worship. Well, most of the folks in Labasti have fled their homes and they're living elsewhere. So where we're at right now is Pastor Solomon is one of our pastors on the border of Dominican Republic and Haiti, a place called Belladere. And there's about 60 of Christian brothers and sisters from Labasti that are now living in Belladere, and as far as I can gather, they've pretty much set up housekeeping in the church there in Belladere, one of our ministry churches. All right, so, and Pastor St. Luc, he's in Cape Haitian. In Creole, they call it OCAP, but he's in Cape Haitian, a safe place. And so they're having church in the home. He's got 30-some people living with him in that house that's been rented there, and so they're having church on Sunday morning, and evenings they're having church there at the house. But also he's visiting some of the other local churches in the area and getting to know the folks there and ministering there as well. The intentions right now is, the objective would be that we're praying that the Lord will help Pastor St. Luc to establish a church there in Cape Haitian, somewhere in that area. So right now he's praying and seeking the will of the Lord, and he's exploring those possibilities. And we know the Lord, if the Lord be the will of the Lord to establish another church there, and brother Pastor St. Luc, I'll get it out here. Pastor St. Luc is a church planter, believe me. And Pastor St. Luc have been planting churches up on the Plateau Central and up in the north. And for us, we have been working in the south doing church planting as well. And so And then Pastor St. Luc is in charge of overseeing all of them, currently 15 churches. And of course there's the feeding programs, the Manger C'est la Vie feeding programs that we wire money in weekly for those programs to continue and to do what we can to help those that just don't have the means to help themselves, that's all. But getting back to Pastor St. Luc, he's encouraged, he's zealous when it comes to the gospel ministry. And but I just want to make this short video just to give you a little bit of an update. Let's keep praying for him. If you feel led of the Lord or inclined to help out with a financial offering, every red cent will go to Pastor St. Luc. It'll be wired to him. And by your help, your prayer, and your giving, we've been able to rent a house there for the next year. It's paid for the next 12 months. And meanwhile, Pastor St. Luc, he's again looking for properties, looking for a place that we might start another church right there in Cape Haitian area. And so that's the plan as it is right now. And we appreciate every one of you that are a team member of this ministry, Islander Evangelistic Ministries International. And we appreciate your prayer and your giving toward this great need with Pastor St. Luc, and also the feeding programs. Also, we appreciate you that pray and support these feeding programs as well. God bless you until next time, and we'll try to keep y'all posted.